Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Friday, September 5th, and we are so delighted to talk to you. Gang, we are recording this on the Tuesday after Labor Day. It is my first day back, and it is Mark Talercio, best executive producer in the entire world, and he has been globetrotting. It is his first day back, so I am very enthusiastic. You hear it in my voice, well-rested. Mark, would you like to come on the air and tell the folks why you're so tired today?
Well, we got home at 2:00. I can't even keep track of it. I'm very confused now. 2 a.m. yesterday. It was a long journey coming back from China. That's for sure. Longer going. Let me just say that.
Yeah, it's a rough go.
It was not, our flight there was a night flight, a 1 a.m. flight. Well, 1 a.m. turned into 6 a.m.
What?
Because we got to the airport and what turned into a short delay kept getting extended and extended and extended. So we were at the airport for the entire overnight, which threw just our entire plan, into chaos because we thought we'd get on a plane. Theo would go to sleep, but no, we were all at the airport all night. Theo was up all night, had the grandparents with us, got on the plane. Theo was wired. And because we were 6 hours late, we missed our connection in Tokyo.
Oh, my God.
So we got stuck in Tokyo longer than anticipated. It was a long journey getting there.
Easier coming back, but also some mishaps on the ground, meaning that
not due to the airline, but the everlasting construction at JFK Airport. Where a plane landed, we sat on the tarmac for a full hour. Mind you, this is like 11 o'clock at night. There's no ride share pickup because of the construction, which who would have thought to check into that?
I wish I told you that. I knew that because that happened to me the last time I came back from LA.
Had to take the air train to a different section in Queens to get an Uber. So yeah, it was a long trip, but it was good. We had a good time. It was a good trip.
And your in-laws were all fine?
They're still there. They're still there for another month.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, welcome home. I had a much easier trip, but I will tell everybody that having 2 weeks off from talking to you, I missed you all. Everybody who listens to this program and our sister broadcast, Money Watch, your ears should be ringing because as I spoke about my career and what was going on, I would tell anybody who would listen, which is pretty much everyone, because they'll be asking me about what's going on at CBS News and what's going to happen. I say, I don't know what's going to happen there, but I will keep doing this podcast for as long as the people will actually keep listening. And this is by far the most fun that I have all week long, which is why I feel like I'm excited to talk to you all. So let's get back on track together. 4 months left in the year. It's time to kind of take control and make sure that we are helping you navigate whatever financial journey you would like to be on. If you'd like to get in touch with us, go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and let us know if you'd like to join us on the air live. Hey, while you're on the website, check it out. You have got to subscribe to Jill on Money Live. That is where you have access to quarterly live webinars, the back catalog of those webinars, bonus video and audio content, all for $45 for the next 12 months. And boy, we have a doozy of a let's get your life on track, gang. Estate planning is in focus. It's next week, September 10th. We have an estate planning attorney, Juliet Caleb, who's my estate planning attorney. I've totally hustled her. And I'm like, Juliet, you got to do this. And Rick Kaler, who is amazing. He is a certified financial planner, but he literally has a designation, certified financial therapist. He's a shrink also. So he's a financial planner and he is also a shrink, and he is going to help us walk through the journey of estate planning and help you, your family, maybe your adult children, maybe your aging parents, maybe you yourselves. You got to join us. This is going to be big. Hey, there were some changes to the estate law, a lot of things that are going on, and we want to help you out. So you've got to be part of Jill on Money Live to join us for that program. Okay. Now, let us get to the very patient Anne, who joins us today. Oh, Anne, I forgot to ask you, where are we talking to you from?
I'm living in Connecticut.
Okay, the Nutmeg State. I'm going to be spending a lot of time in Connecticut because my big bike ride for charity, there are many miles through the state of Connecticut. Many hills. Everyone's like, oh, that's flat, because they think of Route 95 along the shoreline. It's very hilly. So
they're all uphills.
Yeah. I mean, may I only be able to go downhill without killing myself. Okay. Anne, what brings you to us today?
So basically, to make a long story short, and it is long and I'll make it very short. When my husband and I first got married, we had like 2 pennies in our pocket. And after we got married in our 30s, and after we bought a house and had 3 kids and still had barely any income, a banking friend of the family said that we should go and invest our money in a diversified way. And
Okay.
up until that point, we had been putting we had maybe $100,000 that we had put into Vanguard, just a simple S&P 500 index fund. And with the statements would come every month, my husband would put them in the drawer and I would say, yeah, just put them in the drawer. And a couple of years went by. So in 2003, this friend says, you guys have to do something more sophisticated than that. You have to save money for your kids' college. We're like, yeah, we'll get around to it. So he advised us and he said he would help us. And we opened an account in a brokerage firm. We basically had one account there and we added our extra cash there periodically. And then we opened up 3 separate UTMA accounts for our kids for their college funds.
Okay.
And that money grew and grew. And then after my parents passed away, I took what I inherited from my mom after she was the second parent to pass. And I kept that money in a separate fund. And that's now in a trust that is owned by me that I plan to just pass on to my kids.
Okay.
So now 25 years have gone by and now there's a lot of assets there. And
how many?
Well,
come on. No one knows who you are. Let's go.
I know.
Don't come into the doctor's office if you don't want to take off your clothes.
I'm going to take off my clothes. All right. So the account that is just mine and my husband's, that is quote unquote self-managed. And this was what the friend of the family had set us up for. That has $1,056,000.
I'm going to call it $1 million. So $1 million in a joint account that you guys have. How old are your kids?
30, 20, one's her birthday is today, 30, 29 and 25.
Okay. So, and they're all on their own and doing fine? Oh my God. Who laughed in the background? Tom.
No, that was me.
Maybe I heard somebody chuckle.
That was me chuckling.
Okay.
The youngest one just started her first real job after getting a master's. The second one was working in government and had a good job with good benefits, but she hated it. And she took the
package.
And now she's actually leaving to interview. She's going to Europe to interview for a job with a banking company.
Okay, let me just ask you a thing. Are these 3 kids still living with you, all 3?
No.
Okay.
And the oldest one just got her master's and she's down in North Carolina. She's the one that is 30 and she just got her master's and it's in public health, and the job market in public health and for anything that relies on public health grants has really gotten tight. So she's still looking for a job.
You paid for college. They've got 2 of them have masters and everyone's looking for work. And one just started. The 25-year-old may be our savior.
Right.
God bless you.
The one in the middle, when she was working, she was very good at saving. She has a Roth IRA. She has saved up, I don't know how much she has in her personal money, but I know she has $100,000 that she had saved during the pandemic. She was living at home. So she's 28 and she's got $200,000 in assets and about $56,000 in a Roth. So that's
pretty damn good. So you guys have this joint account with $1 million. What's the trust worth right now?
The trust that was left over from my mom, that originally started off with $350 and now it has $466, and that is 5 years old.
Okay, got it. And beyond that, any other assets that you guys have saved?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about more.
And then I was lucky enough that my income rose a lot. So we got into a high tax bracket and we started talking to our wealth management person. I said, we need to have stuff that is like triple tax free. So we opened up a managed account that has municipal bonds and it's managed, within Morgan Stanley.
Yep.
And that has $391,000 in it.
Okay. You guys have 391 in muni bonds, 466 in the trust, joint account $1 million. What about retirement assets?
Wait, and then we have another joint account. That we let Morgan Stanley manage.
Okay.
So that managed account has $915,000 in it.
Oh, okay. So $915 at MS. Self-manage the $1 million. What are you doing? Are you putting that? Is it an E-Trade account or it's just at Morgan Stanley?
Well, it's at Morgan Stanley, and they do whatever they do with it, and it's growing.
Okay, whatever. You don't want to do this all yourself, and the muni bonds are good. So you got So keep going. So two joint accounts, one trust, one muni bond account.
Correct. And then we have three accounts that were the leftover money from college. When
Okay.
our friend helped us set up the money, he chose basically some mutual funds, and that's where they did great.
Uh-huh.
And then when the girls graduated, we said to them, listen, this UTMA money, it's not really your money. It's our money. And it would be the last money we would ever touch. So basically it went from being an UTMA account, and they signed off. Now it's co-owned between each child and Tom.
Okay. What's the whole total of the three accounts?
It's 160 times 3.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that's great. Okay. So
Yeah.
almost $500,000.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we got a lot of money here. So we've got all, do I have all the assets that Morgan Stanley is accounting for, right? I got all that. We have them all.
We have
$1 million self-managed, 915 in a different joint account. The trust is 466. The muni bonds are 391. Each of the three kids has, well, let's just call it the 160,000 per child from former UTMA accounts.
correct.
All right, I got that down. Now, are you guys working still?
I am. My Tom retired. He
Good for you,
worked
Tom.
for himself, but I'm 66. I'm still working, and I love what I do.
Oh, that's amazing. How much do you earn?
Well, the last couple of years was atypical.
All right, give me a typical year. Don't worry about the last couple of years.
All right, the typical year around 600,000.
Holy smokes. Are you a doctor?
I am. But I started working, I didn't start making money until I was like 35, 36.
See how I got, but Mark, are you impressed that I guessed that was a doctor? This is like me guessing the actual job, because just of like the way you described yourself. Doctors take a long time to get going, but you have longevity. I just have a friend. Let me ask you this. You're a doctor. Would
Yeah.
you go to a surgeon who is 86?
No.
I wouldn't either. My friend's getting her hip replaced by an 86-year-old dude.
I'm
I'm a little scared.
That was a quick no.
I know. I wouldn't. But maybe he's fabulous. But she's like, oh, I love him. I'm like, oh, okay. Good luck.
I mean, maybe like if it was like a hammer toe, but not
Not a new hip. Maybe he's got young people who do the hard work. He just says, cut there.
and he does the billing.
Yeah, right. And so 600 is a typical year. And how old is Tom?
Tom is 2 years older than I am. He's 68.
Okay. And does he receive Social Security yet or not?
No, he is. Tom is going to receive Social Security when he turns 70.
What will that be?
His Social Security at 70 will be 2551.
2551. And you won't wait. You'll wait till 70. And so what will yours be?
Mine's at 70 will be 5097.
50. How about that? Isn't that a big number? You know, when you think about that, Social Security, wow, that is a $5,000. You're going to have like $7,600 a month. How much do you guys need to live on?
Do you know what? It varies. Actually, I have also a pension.
All right. Let's talk about this. Now, are you self-employed or are you employed by a practice?
I'm not. I was employed by a hospital multi-specialty group. And then, but it used to be just an individual hospital, and they used to have a pension plan. And then when we became a consortium of hospitals, they got rid of the pension plan, but I was grandfathered in. So when at 70, I can take it earlier, but I plan on starting at 70. Then I'll be getting $6,240 a month.
Wow. And then Mark's laughing because there's a lot of money coming in. So what do you think, besides so we've got one pension, 2 Social Security checks. How much do you guys need to live on? Do you know?
Well, when the kids were younger, it seemed like it wasn't that much. And I thought it was only 8,000 to 10,000 a year, but to tell you the truth, it's closer to 20 a year. It's
so funny because you actually looked at it, right?
I did. I went back because I knew you would ask. And
so $20,000 a month, about
$20,000 a month, and some months it's 36,000 and 45,000.
How did that happen?
That's on the months that we have to pay the real estate taxes and the estimated taxes.
Okay, but let's say even 25 a month, right? Let's just say that, okay, just for fun. I mean, you're so close here. So when you look at all the income between your two social, because obviously today while you're still working, things are great.
Yeah.
So you look at all this income, you're going to have about let me do this quickly: 13,500, 13,800,
13,890. Yep.
Oh, look at me! I was pretty close. Okay, so 13,800 a month. So you got half of it. It's taxable. So is there any other income that you guys will have at that point? Anything else?
Yeah. Tom's IRA, he had a separate IRA, and then he had an IRA from a previous place that he worked. So we joined it together when he was 65, and now there's 910 in that account.
Okay.
That's never been taxed.
Yep. What else? Anything else what about you? Didn't you put any 403B or 401k?
Yeah. I had money from before I went to my job in Connecticut, I had money that I rolled over into an IRA. And then I kept adding like $6,000 a year to it. So I have 976 there that's never been taxed. And then when the hospital got rid of the pension plan, they have a Fidelity 401k. And so I have a 401k that has 1.7 million in it. That's never been taxed.
That's Mark laughing right now.
This is nuts.
This is amazing. It's crazy. It's like, aren't you shocked? You're like, I was just going off and doing my work every day. And then all this money accumulated, right?
Yeah, it was in one place. It was with, and then they went over to Fidelity, but the other stuff that was in MetLife was frozen. And I just never looked at it. And when I turned 60, I thought, I should probably roll these over and join them. And I was like, wow.
It's amazing, right? Of course, you're going to have to pay a bunch of tax on this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because you have like $3.5 million that hasn't been taxed yet, right?
Yep.
Okay. What is our concern?
The concern. Well, I know that I'm going to pay for tax, and I know that eventually I'm going to have 2 years when I stop working before I have to do RMDs and before Tom starts taking a bunch of RMDs. And maybe I'll do a little bit of Roth conversion then. But the main thing I was calling you about was our friend at the wealth management firm said, your self-managed account and the accounts that are Tom's and the girls, they basically, it's a very inefficient way to grow money. And there's a huge tax liability because we think that we should morph some of the mutual funds that remain in those accounts to something called custom core or parametric.
I know parametric very well.
Yeah.
And they're excellent at what they do. Morgan Stanley bought Parametric. So this guy has nothing to do with Parametric. Parametric does have an ability to tax manage accounts, which is very, very interesting. However, I am not 100% sure that's really where the problem lies. You have all this money. Your friend is saying maybe you need to look at the management of it. I agree. Is your friend managing the money or not?
Our friend of the family that helped us set up the account is no longer involved. He got kind of pissed off at us.
Why did he get mad at you?
Well, he got kind of annoyed that we weren't taking the initiative to become more knowledgeable about managing our finances. And we were like, and he was like, listen, I retired. I went on disability. I can't charge you for anything. I would never charge you for anything, but you guys have to take ownership. And I was like, he's right. But part of it is like, I kind of feel like a rube. I feel like a foreigner in this land of finance.
Okay.
I never took a course in my life. And I just, part of me wants to just trust the guy at Morgan Stanley and say, just do it, fix it, take care of everything.
Yeah.
But that said, there's a medical group in my town who had a great pension plan invested with a guy that had great returns. And his name was Bernie Madoff. So, people that invest blindly are at risk.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you're not going to be at risk in that same way because no one's going to be, doing shenanigans like that. However, okay, so I'm looking at this and I'm seeing big issues. Number one, let's start with the easiest thing. You guys, you own your home and you're happy. Do you have two homes or one home?
We have one home.
Okay. How much is that worth?
It's worth about 1.6 million.
And there's no mortgage left, I presume.
No.
So here's my three issues that I see. Number one, you're fine. You're working and life is great. Terrific. Yeah. And you have plenty of money to support $25,000 or $30,000 a month even. Right? Okay. Just you have plenty of money. I think you know that, right? Like in your heart, you believe that, right? So those are like big issues to actually have. Thank goodness I have that taken care of. So now we're talking about the nuts and bolts of what you have and how to manage the tax liability. Clearly, your biggest tax liability are the retirement accounts that have not been taxed yet, which is $3.5 million.
Yeah.
So there has to be some strategy around how should we get this money out? Number one, this money's all going to come out. And when you think about it, if we just pretended it's 4 years from now, okay? And I said, okay, well, you have $3.5 million and, you're going to have to take a minimum required distribution. It's going to be, $150,000 a year, basically. Okay. And that's your minimum. that doesn't account all of your other problems, not problems, but tax issues in your other accounts. Oh, by the way, everyone listening, do not send hate mail about this. She's a doctor. She worked her butt off and it just sort of accumulated. This is what happens when you are born at the right time in the right generation and you keep investing early. Okay.
And
So
my parents came to this country. I came to this country as an immigrant. My mother was a nurse's aide.
how about that? Amazing.
My dad he had an office job as a computer programmer, but before he got that, he worked in a factory.
Yeah.
My
So
parents worked so hard.
and look at this, and they paid off because you have been completely amazing in your diligence, in your education, all of these things. This is all good. No, and so anyone judging, no judgment. Okay, now what I think is fascinating here is there is obviously some strategy necessary. The question that I have is, okay, let's just pretend that you want to have someone manage the joint account. So really there's about $2 million. I'm not including the trust right this second because that is its own tax bracket. But you have $2 million in this joint account. You have $3.5 million in your retirement accounts. There should be someone who tries to create a strategy for you to better manage this. So here's what I would suggest. I think you guys are a perfect couple to consider shopping around for a real financial planner. And that may include interviewing the people at Morgan Stanley, but I do think you should interview someone else because I do think it would really behoove you to not just, by the way, a lot of firms use Parametric that are not Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley owns Parametric now, but you can still use them in isolation, okay, through other advisors. But I think it would be important for you, people who have not like gotten psyched about investing. It's not your avocation. You like being a doctor. And Tom liked doing whatever he wanted to do. He's self-employed. This is not your avocation. So I think it is a great time for you to talk to somebody about this exact issue, which is we have a looming tax issue in these retirement accounts. We have tax liability in our joint accounts. And we want to understand how we can marry these accounts together, put a strategy together to create, this additional money we need, which is, probably another 20 grand a month or 15 grand a month more in income. How should we do it? And that's the strategy that you need to develop. You're fine. You won't make a mistake. Nothing bad's going to happen to you guys. It's impossible, truly impossible for you to mess this up. I mean, unless you started spending 50 grand a month, but I don't think that there's an issue, but I think this is the moment, forgetting about your lovely friend who got you involved, forgetting about the person even that you deal with at Morgan Stanley as like the person. I think this is your moment in time. You're 2, 3, 4 years away from your retirement to put together a strategy with a advisor who will develop that strategy with you, who will implement that strategy with you, who will help you make sure that the money gets passed on to your kids in the way that you want. That there are some real planning aspects to this. It doesn't, sometimes when I say financial planning, people are like, well, I know I can make my retirement numbers. Yeah, but you want to do it as efficiently as possible. And you want to do it making sure that Uncle Sam gets his due, the state of Connecticut will get their due, and that your children are taken care of, that you're taken care of, but you're doing it in a smart way. I don't know if that is going to be, staying at Morgan Stanley, but I think you should compare how people approach this. Because like at Morgan Stanley for the managed accounts, how much are they charging you?
1%. And I thought that if we, once we got to a certain amount, that it would become less than 1%. Like, for example, the managed account, they're getting 1%, but the self-managed, I don't think they get anything for that.
They probably should get zero. I mean, they might charge you commissions.
If
you buy something, like a little something. And the trust account is also at Morgan Stanley, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is.
I think what I would like to do is put you in front of a couple of different planners who will give you a different lens through which to view this. Now, you've been through this one lens. You're accumulators. You know how to do this. Now we're talking about getting the money out as tax efficiently as possible. And believe me when I tell you, there are so many folks who would love to work with you, and especially because you're not that involved. I'm not saying you're going to pay less than 1% going to someone else, and I wouldn't shop this by price, but I do think that, the IRAs, the rollovers, are those at Morgan Stanley also?
2 IRAs are at Morgan Stanley, and then my work is
Fidelity.
At Fidelity.
Okay. I mean, listen, they're managing a lot of money. If you think about it, there's about $3.5 million, $4 million, because the muni bonds are also at Morgan Stanley. So there's $4 million at Morgan Stanley. 1% feels like a little bit high to me for $4 million. It does. So you're in very good shape and in great shape. So congratulations about that mostly. And then also, I want to be clear that whoever you decide to move forward with, it's like you're in medicine, right? You get second opinions. You get a couple different people. You're going to hire the 86-year-old surgeon, or you're going to hire the 46-year-old surgeon. All right, Mark, are we done with them? I will be done with them for now. If you have a question about how to be tax efficient with a bunch of money you've saved, you are not alone. This is a big problem. People who are great savers, it's a hard thing to turn the faucet on the other way and then figure out what is the most tax efficient way to get that money out. So if that's you, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. Of course, write us a note. Let us know if you want to come on the air. While you're on the website, sign up for the free weekly newsletter. Check out everything that lives there. And don't forget, you can subscribe to us on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcast. Please leave us a rating and review wherever you listen. It is Friday. Let's do some business. Our music is composed by Joel Goodman. Mark Delarcio is our executive producer and king of all things web, and we are distributed by the fine folks at Odyssey. Try to lift someone up, change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you on Monday.